Camtasia 9 represents a major leap from 32-bit to 64-bit tutorial editing. That basically means that rather than simply using a hard limit of 4 gigabytes of memory, you can now focus most of your memory firepower on this app. There are many advantages in this version and a few challenges that we'll overcome here in a moment. So if you're concerned about pain points in transitioning to Camtasia 9, pay attention. I'm going to run you through my upgrade experience and give you some specifics that will make this much easier for you. Two of the most commonly used editing hotkeys are using the arrow keys to move the playhead back and forth to select your frame for the split or the cut. In Camtasia 8, we could simply use the right or left arrow and it would move one frame at a time no matter what our zoom level in the canvas was. In version 9, to move the playhead one frame at a time, my hotkeys weren't working. It appeared that I had to zoom the timeline all the way in order to get down to a frame by frame level. I have to use the mouse. However, once I learned the new workflow, I was back to cutting my projects quickly and without headaches. So there are 3 ways to accomplish frame selection in Camtasia 9. When you want to drill down into the frames, the new keyboard shortcuts are cumbersome. Zoom timeline in is Control-Shift-equals. Zoom timeline out is Control-Shift-minus. You can grab your mouse and click the plus or the minus. However, the fastest solution is probably just to grab the dial and drag it all the way to the right to magnify the timeline. The previous and next frame buttons are on the left of the play button, located under the canvas. That's another option that allows you to advance frame by frame. But since I don't like to touch my mouse any more than I have to, I want hotkeys to do this for me. The new hidden Camtasia 9 hotkeys are comma for the previous frame and period for the next frame. I was so comfortable using the left and right arrow keys. Comma and period were not intuitive choices for me, but I found that once I took the bull by the horns in my first project, training myself to use the new hotkey saved me lots of time and frustration. For me, this is the next best method of selecting a frame for a split in Camtasia 9. Just skip the timeline zoom, hit spacebar to play it, and decide exactly where you want your cut. Just get as close as you can in the timeline to where you want the cut. Then use the comma and period to place the playhead for your cut, and hit the S key to split it. As many of you know, changing clip speed is very handy for drawn-out UI processes and load time delays. Here's how you can do it. Add a cut to the start and finish of the process that you want to speed up. On the Visual Effects tab, drag clip speed to the timeline clip. Click the triangle at the bottom of the clip. Look for the left and right arrows. Drag the arrows to the left to speed the clip. When you have a voiceover that extends longer than the available screen capture, or you want your viewer to pay attention to the voiceover and casually look around the UI features, Extend Frame is a great tool. To use this, select the clip. Select the frame that you want to extend. Right-click and select Extend Frame. Markers. In version 8, we could simply position the playhead, press the M key, label it, and we had a marker. In version 9, we use Shift-M, then open the Properties panel, add the label, save, and then we're done. Custom hotkeys. If you want to revise some of the version 9 hotkeys to streamline your workflow, go to Edit, Preferences, Hotkeys. The best changes would be to remove the shift requirement on Add Animation, Add Marker, and Extend Frame. Unfortunately, that's the extent to which we can edit the hotkeys. Camtasia is very basic editing software by design. And here's some resources that might be handy to you. You can sign up for a Camtasia 9 newsletter at learncamtasia.com, and there's also a great TechSmith tutorial that will take you into greater depths of Camtasia editing in version 9. As Dee mentioned, your best bet is probably to take select courses in lynda.com. That will have the latest updates, and you'll be able to search for whatever function you're trying to use in your editing. And that's what's happening here. Now back to Dee in the newsroom.